Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tia here. If you are new, please like and subscribe. But for today's video, I just wanted to rant about my job situation right now. Pretty much there's like a job crisis going on where people aren't getting hired at jobs, and by people I mean there will be people with literal bachelor's degrees and they're not getting hired, right? Me personally, I don't have a bachelor's degree. I have an associate's degree or whatever, and it's like I'm still not getting hired at places, and I'm like, why is that, right? Because like jobs, they'll have like the hiring signs on the door, and it's like they're not hiring anybody, and I'm like, why aren't y'all hiring anybody if y'all have the hiring signs, right? And then next thing you know, like I've seen people who say they have like a whole master's degree and they applied to work at McDonald's like just for jokes or whatever, and McDonald's didn't hire them, right? Because they're too overqualified, right? And I'm like, it's just like interesting how jobs who pay a little bit of money are so picky with who they hire, right? And the thing is, the job that I'm at now, they like have been like understaffed basically since I got there. Like people are always like in and out of the place or whatever, and they quit after 3 months, blah blah blah, right? But the thing is like you would think that they would constantly have people in rotation to like work here, but they don't. And I'm really thinking like, I don't know, it's interesting how companies would rather see their current employees struggle over and over again with a whole bunch of nonsense before they just hire some random person and pay them enough money to work here, right? Because if they're still paying minimum wage, of course no one's gonna want to work at this job, right? Because that's not worth it. Like I feel like no job in this day and age is worth minimum wage. And obviously, like I think there's some states where minimum wage is still like what, like $8 or something like that, and it's like we can't even pay bills with that, you know? But right now I don't even know where I'm headed like job wise, because I know if you're watching this video, you've probably seen my other job related videos where I'm like ranting about my jobs after I quit them or whatever. But this isn't that video. I'm gonna have to do a whole longer video for that. But I'm trying to figure out what job I want to do next, because I've done like so many different jobs now, and it's to the point where I'm like, I don't want to work in retail because then I have to deal with like customers complaining and like making a big deal about stuff. And then I can't work in a warehouse because I don't want to work like 12-hour shifts, and I feel like I'm not physically strong enough to lift like, you know, 50 pounds because that's like half my weight or whatever. And then what else? I don't necessarily want to work with kids because kids are like, I don't know, kids are annoying, especially when it's like a whole bunch of them and you're in like a terrible like what's it called, location or whatever. But I feel like I would want to do something where it's more calm and I'm not super stressed out like 24/7. Like I would probably do like private tutoring, because I am kind of doing that like on the side right now, but it's kind of hard to build up like clientele for that, I feel like. I would work in the public school system, but then it's like I would need to find a decent school to work at. Like nowhere, like I want to work in a diverse school, you know? And it's like I don't want to work in like a high school or middle school because I literally look like I'm in high school, you know? So it would have to be some type of elementary school. And then I also don't want to drive like an hour for work like people be doing every day. I don't know, there's just a lot of things I don't want to do, but like I can't even think of things that I do want to do, you know? But if anything, I'm trying to get into like social media, as you can tell by the whole YouTube channel and shit. That would be my ideal thing, because then it's like I could be my own boss and like make videos whenever I want and blah blah blah. But of course it's hard to get monetized, and even when you do get monetized, you're still not making enough money to make a livable wage, right? So you still have like a 9 to 5 and all that. And they even tell you, like they tell influencers tell you not to quit your 9 to 5 because you never know when you can just randomly like lose your whole YouTube channel or lose the whole thing, right? So right now I'm just winging it right now, literally parked outside of my old job, Dollar Tree, from 5-6 years ago. I don't even know how long it was I worked here, but I've pretty much like not like ran out of options, but I'm just bored. Like, why can't they invent some new type of place that I can just work at or whatever? But who knows? Until then, I need to figure something out because money is a necessity, unfortunately. Like, we just had to live on the planet where we pay bills and gotta work jobs and blah blah blah. But I might try and do like care.com and try and do like babysitting and stuff like that, or I might just go back into retail and be like, you know, fuck it, like it's just whatever. And I definitely would not work in fast food. That's like a no-no for me, because like once you're there, you're like stuck there forever. The only fast food I would work at is probably like Chick-fil-A, because I'm pretty sure they start people at like, you know, 15. Or I would work at like Walmart, because they start people at like 15. I don't know, it's like those like random type of jobs, they be paying more than some fucking office or whatever, right? What else? I don't know. Oh, and I'm also sick of places doing like background checks, and I know it's like needed if you're doing like some type of like government job, or if you're working like some secret type of like job like that, right? But like, what is the point of places judging you for your social media? Because I feel like your social media doesn't relate to work, right? And then that's the same thing as them judging people with like, you know, hair color or tattoos or like hella piercings and blah blah blah, right? But luckily, as we get older, we are becoming the generation who is doing the hiring, so we're gonna be hiring more like diverse people and like, I don't know, just like different looking people other than like basic white men or whatever. I definitely gotta do more videos though, because I be saying I'm gonna be consistent, and then it's like I'm not consistent, and I'm like, why the fuck am I not getting 10,000 subscribers whole time? Like, I post one video a week, and it's like, that's like kind of normal, I guess. But I think the only time where I was getting like a lot of subscribers like back to back to back was when I was literally posting videos every single day. And I still don't know how I was doing that. Well, technically I was working like part-time, so I did have a lot of extra time to make YouTube videos and like go out and take pictures and just like doing like literally whatever, like more vlogs and blah blah blah. Like, my life was more active because I was only working a part-time job, right? But now that I'm working full-time, it's like, dang, I gotta like put all of my hobbies on hold and put them to the side and blah blah blah. Like, I can't live my fucking life anymore, so I'm working full-time at a stressful ass job, you know? So I might look into like data analysis or like data entry jobs, something like hella easy work from home jobs. I'm like, you know. And then in general, I also need to just save money in general, which I have been doing. Like, I'm literally still using the gift cards that I got for Christmas to buy my lunch at work from like Chipotle, Wendy's, blah blah blah, Chick-fil-A. I don't know, I get sidetracked too much, bro. But what I was saying is that the job market sucks right now. Even like on Indeed, it's like I be getting job offers from jobs that I applied to like a whole year ago. Like, I think I applied to some daycare. It was like some fancy daycare like a whole year ago, and they just got back to me yesterday. And I'm like, bro, like, are you guys now checking your applications, or did you just not have a spot open a year ago and now a spot is open, so now you're looking through your Indeed resumes and stuff like that? You know, it's just like weird how jobs work. But that's why, like, whenever a younger person or like starts at my current job, or like even in the past, like whenever a new person would start and they're like, we're like around the similar ages or whatever, I would literally tell them, I'm like, bro, you need to run from this job. This is like the worst job I've ever had. Terrible management. Like, this place sucks. You could do way better. You need to stand up for yourselves, blah blah blah. Because I feel like companies be hiring like teenagers and stuff because they know that teenagers are going to be grateful for minimum wage, or it's their first job. They're not going to say no to the managers. They're not going to stand up for themselves. I be telling these kids, I'm like, no, you gotta say something. Like, they could be making you work like 40 hours a week, and then the teenager's only supposed to be working like 20 hours a week because they have like, you know, college or school or whatever. But they just too scared to say no. But I'm like, if anything, I wish I would have started saying no to people back when I was a teenager, because I don't know, I feel like I would be more like rigid now, because right now it's like I'm just now starting to say no to people. Like, I might put on a fake personality for work just to be cordial with people, but in my mind I'm like, you know. But now I'm definitely starting, what the fuck, now I'm definitely starting to say no to people and, like, you know, stand up for myself, speak up for myself. And it's like, if a job is running me into the ground, or they're not like grateful for me helping them, or like just treating me with respect in general, that's when I'm like, I quit. You know, because I feel like I value my mental health over a job, especially one that's not paying me enough to be there. But anyways, that was my rant. That was my rant on jobs. I'm not editing this video. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. More rants to come.